historical facts that will distort your perception of time. The Great Pyramid of Giza was old before Julius Caesar was born. Genghis Khan's Mongol Empire was closer in time to the invention of the microwave than to the building of Stonehenge. Makes the Mongol Empire feel surprisingly recent. The first Thanksgiving happened closer to the invention of the telephone than to today. Queen Victoria reigned closer to the invention of the airplane than to the American Revolution. Victorian era feels less distant. The Wild West era happened after the invention of photography. We have photographic records of it. The first dinosaur fossils were discovered after the invention of the printing press. Science is relatively young. The Eiffel Tower was built closer to the invention of the radio than to the French Revolution. Modern landmarks feel older. Charlie Chaplin was born closer to the American Civil War than to World War II. Makes silent films feel less distant. The Titanic sank closer in time to the first moon landing than to today. A tragic event feels surprisingly recent. The last public execution in France was in the same decade as the release of Pac-Man. The Berlin Wall fell closer to the present day than to the end of World War II. Recent history is still history. Nintendo was founded before the invention of sliced bread. A familiar brand has a long history. Coca-Cola was invented before the invention of the zipper. Everyday items have surprising origins. The first computer programmer was a woman, Ada Lovelace, in the 1800s. The Wright brothers flew their first plane closer to the invention of the bicycle than to the present day. Aviation history is surprisingly recent. The first photograph was taken closer to the birth of Napoleon than to the invention of television. Photography is older than we think. The Ottoman Empire existed for almost as long as the Roman Empire. Two great empires overlapped in time. The first electric streetlights were installed before the invention of the Model T Ford. Electric power developed quickly. The invention of the microwave oven happened closer to the end of World War II than to the fall of the Berlin Wall. Modern conveniences have a shorter history than we imagine. The first Star Wars movie was released closer to the invention of the personal computer than to today.